Hey guys, how you all doing? Happy Sunday. It's 10 in the morning and I am dressed, but it's just cold right now, so I got my robe on. I'm about to make my bed up because I had sprayed it. You guys know I used my Febreze. I don't even know where the bottle at, y'all. Oh, y'all know I used my Febreze and put my Downy in there, and I just sprayed my sheets and stuff, so I was letting it you know, just dry before I make my bed up. I've been up since 6 this morning. I took Reonte to work the normal. Taliah just left out a few minutes ago. And Alijah's riding with her. And my brother is taking her back. So Alijah's riding with my brother. Yeah. So she'll be back in a couple of weeks. And then she'll be home for a while. So other than that, y'all, there's not really anything going on. I don't think my mom is going to church today, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that because I didn't ask her if she was going today, because I honestly, I knew it was Sunday, but it's like I forgot it was Sunday because we had so much going on. And yeah, but you know, sometimes you just gotta talk, y'all. You know, you just gotta just talk and get things off your mind and off your chest. And yeah, and it was, you know, it was nothing bad or major, just life, you know, life, just like things in life. And I seen this Facebook post, and if you guys follow me on Facebook, you seen I had reposted it, and it was an eye-opener. And I've seen that video a couple of times, but for some reason yesterday I was going to pick Reonte up from work. And it really had hit yesterday. And it hit in a different way. For some reason. You know, some reason it was like, it just, I interpreted it in a completely different way. And it was like, you know, because we ask God to show us certain things. We ask God to reveal things in us, with us, through us. And we sometimes think that he doesn't do it, or he's not listening, or he's not working. But he is. He's working. And I can honestly say that I've been seeing more of that. Like, you know, everything is not always going to go our way. We're going to go through stuff. You know, you're going to go through financial things to where you need this amount of money right now. And you may not have it for a week, but it comes right on time. It may not be the time that we mean timing wise, but you don't have to go hungry. You don't have to run out of gas. You may be right there, but you don't run out of gas. You know, you may end up getting something in your tire, but you have the money to get that tire fixed, even if you got to get it patched. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always something. And, you know, it's just like so much more stuff have been coming to light for me. And like I said, everything isn't perfect, but by no means. But I'm realizing what I need to let go of, what I can't worry with, child. You know, it was just like, it's whatever, you know. More things with that is showing truth, you know. And it's like, the thing is, God does it so softly and so sweetly that we don't even notice it. We don't even notice that he's doing it. And that's why I thank him. I really do. I thank him all the time. Even when things are going bad. I thank him more when things are going bad than when it's doing good. And some people may be like, but that doesn't make sense to me. But I do. I truly thank God more when I'm going through bad stuff. And not that I talk to him more, or I ask him for anything more. I thank him more when things are going bad, because I know he's the one getting me through those bad things. And yes, it's hard, and yes, it's rough, and those tears come, and, you know, you wondering about certain things, not worrying, but you're wondering about certain things, but you know he's going to make a way. You know you're going to get out of it, and you're going to come out on the other side in victory. And it's like that kind of stuff I've been noticing more of, and I've been seeing more of. Like, we made mistakes in life. We did things that we was ashamed of, but it was a part of growing and learning. You know, we all make mistakes. Everybody, every adult in this world have made mistakes, still making mistakes. But it's like some of them don't want to talk about the things that they did in their life with their kids, because they kind of like, well, I don't want my child to know I did that. Why not? You should want them to make their own mistakes. You know they're going to make mistakes, but they have to make their own. But you try so that they don't make the ones you made. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. And that's what I told mine. I loved so hard in my young life without even knowing what love was, because I thought I was so in love with their dad, but I was so infatuated with their dad. You know what I'm saying? It was not of my spirit or of my heart. It was of my flesh, because I didn't know better, because I was young and I had to experience that. And I kept making those mistakes into my adult life. And I love my children. I tell them that all the time. I love them so much that I would never want to take back the fact that I had my children, because they are a blessing to me. You know, yeah, I struggle and everything else, but that's the one thing that I thank God for every day, and I thank their father for every day. He may not have been the greatest man in the world. He may not have been the one for me, but I thank God that we have our children together. You know, so it's like, that's the blessing behind that. It's always a blessing behind all of that. But I tell them the mistakes I made in that, because I'm not going to say they first real boyfriend may not be their husband, because I don't know what God has for them. But like I tell them all, take it slow. Don't be in a rush to fall in love and want to get married or want to have kids or want to have sex or want to do this. Enjoy your life. Enjoy being your age. Don't be in a rush to grow up. Don't be in a rush to think you have to move out so you can have your boyfriend or girlfriend live with you, because all that's going to come in time. You know, enjoy. If you want to move and be by yourself, or just, you know, just live by yourself, enjoy doing that, because it's like you in your parents' house from birth to whatever age. And then if you move out, and then you get your own place, and then you move in with your boyfriend, you're not enjoying your life by yourself. You know, enjoy time by yourself to get to know the real you. Not the teenage you. Not that 19, 20-year-old you that's living in a dorm room. But that you that's a young adult, and you experiencing your true life. You're learning yourself. You're knowing who you are. And like I tell them, don't wait till you're 40 years old to finally start living and enjoying who you are. You know, do that when you're young. Try to travel. Try to do this. Try to do that. Do that while you're young, and when you don't have that mortgage and that expensive car payment, that real car payment. We ain't talking about that 100 and something. That real car payment and that real car insurance and flood insurance and fire insurance and health insurance and life insurance, all the other ins and outs, you know. And that's not even including kids. And that's the stuff that I tell them all the time. Those are the talks that we have. And I know some people like, well, it kind of seems like you holding your kids back. No, I'm not. I tell my kids that anytime they can move out and go get their own place. My door opens and closes. You know, they'll always have a key. If they move out and it don't work out, they can always move back. But I tell them, if you move in with your friends, understand that once you sign that lease, your name is on that lease. Sometimes kids want to be in a rush to move in with their friends, and then they can't financially pay it, and then they got to break their lease, and it's messing their credit up. So go out and experience your life and enjoy your life. But if you don't have to just move out at that moment, don't, because times are hard, things are hard. Save your coins up. You can still enjoy your freedom and independence and still stay home and don't have to pay a mortgage. You only pay this much of a bill. So you still have 80% of your paycheck that you can put in investments, and you can save up to get you a nice car and save up to do this and that. And like, if people like, well, what if they want to have you know, guy friends or girlfriends come over? No, nobody can't stay here. But they can go get them a little room or a hotel room, or you know what I'm saying, because they grown. And it's like, and if they significant other have a place, they can go stay with them for the weekend, or go get your hotel room for the weekend, or whatever. But it's like, think about long-term stuff at the same time, because the reality is, child, they gonna do it. But it's like, don't be in a rush to just move out so your boyfriend can come stay there with you. That's what I tell my girls, because I don't want them to have that mentality. I need to go get an apartment so my boyfriend can come stay with me. Oh, no. Because if he is your friend, it's going to go both ways. Y'all can equally spend a night with each other. Don't be quick to try to rush in and move in. But I don't want my girls to have that thing that I'm going to get this apartment so he can come live with me. Don't let no man come shack up with you, because he's going to get confident. He's going to get secure and confident in that, and complacent in that. And he's not going to pay anything, do anything, or want to do anything. And he going to want to live off of you. And that's not how I raise my kids. It ain't going to happen. And I'm not saying for my son to go out and do it so some girl can come stay there with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what you want. You want someone that's gonna give as much as you give. You want it to be equal. And like I tell them, if you decide that in your career you want to be a stay-at-home mom while the husband work, that's fine, but still have your own. Still have your own something that you can call yours, that's not a part of your children, and that's not a part of your husband. That's just for you. And do the same thing with your boyfriend. Don't depend on him to do everything for you, because that's not his obligation. Y'all are not married. Have your own. And I tell them that, go into it with your own. That's another mistake I made. When I was young, I was working since before I had Deonte. So I always had my own. I never needed their father to do anything, because I did it on my own. When I was a young adult, I had my own. I had my own car. I had my own apartment. I did not have anybody on my lease but me and my children. I didn't have their daddy on my lease. He wasn't going to be on there. We wasn't married, so he wasn't going to be on there. The very first time I had my name on anything as far as a house was with Phillip dad. And I gave it all up because he didn't want to act right. But it's like, have your own. And then I got stuck into that being complacent, to where even though my name was on his stuff, he was the one working. I could no longer work because I was doing chemo treatments and I was sick. I was in college. So it's like, with me being in college, I had to stop working. And then I got stuck into that, to where if I needed that extra money, I had to ask him. And then it was, well, I just gave you this, what you did with this. The first time I heard that was the last time I heard that. I said, forget that. I went back to work. I was still going to school. My doctors was against me working. But I was like, I would never hear another man tell me that again. And then after that, we ended up splitting up. And by that time, our home was built back here after the hurricane. Because y'all know, I already know we lost everything. So I moved back. We all moved into our home after being displaced. And so it was like, you know, we just, that was that. And then when Kenny and I got together, I was working. But then I ended up getting sick again with everything with my thyroid cancer, and I couldn't work anymore. I wasn't dependent on him to do anything for me because he was living in Arizona. I was here. So at that time, I had my disability, and then my kids was working. So everything was fine. You know, it was what it was. I didn't need him for anything. But then when he moved here and he would give me this or he would give me that, and then it's like, I started kind of getting dependent on that a little bit. And I'm going to just be honest. I did, because he was my fiance at that point. He and I was going to be getting married. We was buying a house together. And a lot of me got so dependent on that. So, well, we was getting into it about stuff. And then it was certain things with the house that he was like, well, since you don't have a job and you don't have enough money, I can't put you on a house. And that's just what he was saying, the logistics of it. So it's like, I was sitting there and we're signing to get our home. We're signing to go get our home. We was about to be married that next month. And then I found out my name wasn't even on his home. And he picked me up. He picked me up. We rode out to Taliah. Well, we actually rode to New Orleans because that's where we had to meet at. And it's like, Everything was happy. We was hyped. It was right after Thanksgiving. And I got there, my name was on nothing. And that's when I had to find out. And the way that it felt in my heart. Yeah, I can never explain to you guys how I felt that day when I looked at that paper and my name was not on it. Because I didn't know. And then he told me, well, I had mentioned it, but he didn't, not in that way that he didn't tell me my name was going to be on it. And then he admitted, okay, it was right after that. That's when he said, well, you know, since I didn't have this or this or this, my name couldn't go on it. And I'm like, so to me, it didn't feel like mine, because we're going to get married and we're going to have a home, but my name isn't on that home. So it's not my house, it's your house. And for a woman that has children, that has always provided for her kids, and that had apartments and houses that was in her name only, and she paid her rent. I wasn't getting Section 8. I was paying full rent, because at the time I was working in a nursing field. I couldn't get anything, you know, so I was paying full rent. So it's like going from that and just depending on me to take care of my kids to now having to be in a situation to where, you know, this man is taking care of me. And yes, he's going to be my husband, but he's taking care of me. And the only thing I had was YouTube. I was getting YouTube money at the time, but it was just a little bit at that point. So it was like, this is not going to cut it. You know, I wasn't getting anything from the government or nothing else. I was cut off my disability because I was doing YouTube. And I don't know how you guys know how it worked, but that's how it worked here, okay? Anything that you getting over a certain amount, you ain't finna get disability no more. But I didn't want to stop doing YouTube because that was my baby. That was my thing. And I knew God had something bigger planned for me. And so it was like, after the conversations he and I had, the house, like everything else, you know what I'm saying? Like after everything else, it was like, it just hurt. But I still was prideful on the outside. I smiled on the outside. You guys that seen that video, I smiled on the outside. I didn't let it show how it was hurting me on the inside. When the man gave me the key, I was happy because I had the key, but I'm like, okay, you holding this key, but your name ain't on it. I felt like a fool. I felt like a dummy, but my facial features, I'm smiling, I'm recording. And we went to his job. He told his boss and all of them, the job he had at the time, that we had just signed for the house and they was happy for us, and we was talking about painting. And then after that, everything just kind of went downhill. It truly did. Everything went downhill at that point. And it was a struggle getting to the point of getting the house that we had, because we went through numerous of places before he got that one. And it was a blessing. It was a blessing for him. Kenny is in that house currently today. But the thing is, it was still his house. And like he said, he felt that I never felt comfortable to say it was my house. And I didn't. And I told him that. I love that house. I did love that house. I fell in love with that house, but I never felt comfortable with saying it was mine because my name wasn't on it. And he would have felt the same way if my name was on it and his wasn't. And as a man, he would have felt that way. And so, you know, it's kind of like this, and y'all women may or may not understand where I'm coming from. But I said I would never be in that situation again. If God is to ever bless me with a husband, we are going to have our house, because this house is our house. It's me and my mom's, my brothers, my kids. And I'm never going to lose that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is always going to be mine. But if me and my husband, if the husband that God has already chosen for me, when we are to get married, we are going to have our own. Meaning it's going to be equally ours. If it can't be that way, he will not be my husband. Because I'm always going to have something to leave for my children, but I don't want to have to feel like anybody can hold something over your head. I bought you this car. I bought you this house. I did this for you. Because when arguments start to happen, it's going to come up. And I said, I've been there before. I've been there twice before with Phillip dad and with Kenny, and I hated it both times. So that's the kind of stuff I tell my kids, the reality of it, that feeling, like, emotionally how I felt in my spirit. Like, Alisha, you started doing all of this at age 15 and 16, and you did it into your 30s. So why at 35 you letting people take everything from you? Why at 33, 34, 35, you letting people strip your pride from you to where you feel like you have nothing left, but you've been doing it on your own and raising your young kids? You know, and it's like, wow, I had to stop and realize that. Nobody else can show me that. No one else can teach me that. No one else can tell me that. I had to realize it. So when I tell my kids this, I'm telling them the rawness of it, the realness of it, because I know they're going to have their own levels of hurt, but I never want them to feel that. I want them to always know that your mama brought you up to be just as independent as she was. I lost mine. Don't lose yours. Don't lose yours. Don't ever be dependent on anybody. And my grandmother used to tell me that. And that's how I knew that. My mama used to tell me that. I remember when my mama said the first time that my stepdad asked her, what you just did with the money I gave you. My mama said that next week she went out and got her a job. And she worked up until the day he died. And then she had, well, actually she had to stop working and take care of him. But she literally worked up until he died. And it was like, you know, I remember those conversations that they used to have. I remember seeing a look on my mama's face when she used to look sad because he made a certain comment to her. And he provided for me and her, because my brother didn't live with them, but he provided for me and her. He even helped provide for Deonte and Reonte. But it's like, I still remember the look on her face, that embarrassment almost, like your daughter hear this coming out your mouth. And just like I mentioned to you guys before about my dad, the things that I used to have to hear him say, and a little girl never want to hear their daddy say that. Well, baby, I ain't got no money for you, but you go give it to that woman down the street, for you know what. Or you going into the liquor store buying something to drink, but you saying, I don't have $1 to give you to get candy, but I see you walking in the liquor store. Like, I had to hear all of that stuff as a little child. So when I heard it as a teenager from my mom and stepdad, and then I had to hear it in my relationships, it's like it makes certain things alter things. You think different in your life. It altered things for you. You put up certain walls. You feel certain way about certain things. It makes you think differently about certain things. So today, as when I tell my kids and I talk about it with them raw and uncut and the real of it, I can have that conversation with them. I can be real with them. I can share that real life situations, and they appreciate it. We talk about it. They appreciate it. And it's like, today, I know in my heart, I know in my spirit that I'm that same woman that was independent from 15 years old, raising her children. I know that I'm that strong, independent woman that can do anything and conquer anything. So when I said then I wasn't going to give up on my YouTube, because I may have just been making $150 at the time to what I'm making now. And it's like, it's my baby. Even though it's YouTube and it's through Google, it's your baby that you start from that first video up. It's your time you put into recording. I'm going to do this or that. So when you see the money that you making and you seeing the people who come on and watch and support you, and it's your baby, because it hurts me that I can't go out and work in a medical field like I used to. It hurt me that I can put in countless applications and I get turned down because of my health, because I can't work in certain situations. And it hurt me because I know I can't stand on my feet for a certain amount of times. Or I have to always call in because I got this doctor's appointment for myself or this one for my son. You know, it's like that kind of stuff hurt. So I said I had to put that to the side. I had to put that shame to the side. I had to put that to the side and listen to God say that I'm working for you. I'm working with you. I'm working through you. I'm working in you. And I've asked so many times, God, if this YouTube is not for me, show me and tell me. Should I keep going? Am I going to benefit from this? Am I going to have anything from this? Am I going to grow from this? Or, you know, it's going to be something for me that's bigger than this, that I can venture out on other things and have my own business and brand and other things. And I ask that. I ask that often. I ask it almost every other week. And I can tell you guys that God shows me. He tell me in certain ways. He show me through certain things. I see certain things. I read certain comments. I get certain visions of certain things. I get certain emails about certain things that God, I'm seeing through him, and he's saying, yes, this is for you. I see this in you. I see this for you. This may not have worked out. And yeah, you've been in the nursing field since you was a senior, you know, being a CNA as a senior. I was seeing certain things that I'm like, I know I wanted better for my life. What I had envisioned in my life is not what God envisioned in my life. I don't know what I'm going to be in the next 10 years. I don't know where I'm going to be at in the next 10 years. But I know God has a vision for me that I cannot even foresee. The little things that I have in my mind, it's only like, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like that mustard seed. It's that small, and that's how small I see it. But I know what he sees for me is so much bigger. And it's like, that's the kind of stuff I tell my kids all the time. That's the kind of conversations we have when these cameras are off. Like, you can do anything in this world that you truly put your heart into, that you put your spirit into, that you put your mind into, you put your work into it. If you want it, you truly have to work for it, because the things that come so easily for you is going to be gone just as quick. But if you know everything that you go into, you do it with God first, and you work hard for it, everything else is going to fall in line. You're going to have bumps along the way. You know, you're going to go through emotional stuff along the way. You're going to feel like this ain't for me, this not working, I'm going to quit. But you can't quit. As other YouTubers watching this, don't give up. The mean comments are going to come. Child, they going to come. But don't entertain it. I used to. And I'm not one that do like most YouTubers, and every time something happened, they respond to it. Because I was never going to give them people that much of my time. But I still gave them enough of my time that I regret. But I learned from it. Now when I get any negative comments or trolls come through, I don't even read it or look at it. I block and delete. I'm telling you guys, when I said in that last video that my block and delete game is so strong. And I mean it, because if you're not for me, then you're against me. If you don't like what I do, don't watch what I do. The thumbs downs are going to come. I get the same between 2 to 5 every time. No more than 5, but that's what I always get. And it's okay. I'm not mad about that, because they watch. They got something out of it. Because if they don't like it, they will continue. If they don't like it, they're not going to continue watching it. And if they do, something is seriously wrong with them. Because I'm never going to watch something constantly that I don't like, that I can't stomach. So it's like, I appreciate it. And you have to have tough skin. And the one thing that I had to learn on my own, it's okay to vent about certain things. Like I'm talking to you guys now. It's therapeutic. But never degrade yourself to the place. And like I said, I've been there before. I let someone make me so mad that I was on here going off. I did it twice. I did it twice on YouTube. One was a family of a friend. One was a family of a family member. And the other was somebody's child I didn't even know, didn't even have a screen. But I did it because they attacked my kids. But then I thought about it, and my kids was like, Mama, we don't care. It don't bother us, so don't worry about it. Now, Reonte didn't want to record no more, but the rest of them was like, Mama, we don't even care. Now they tell me, people can say whatever they want to say. It's not going to hurt us. It's not going to bother us, because we're still going to be us. We don't know them. We appreciate the people who appreciate us. We love the people who love us. But those who don't, they're not going to take away from anything in our life. They're not adding anything to it, and they're not taking anything away from it. So I just don't respond to the comments. If I ever come on here and do a reaction video, it's going to be to poke fun at anything. But it's not going to be in a mean way or nothing. But I'm not going to come on here and vent about anything that's happening on YouTube, to where somebody done came and said this on my channel or that on my channel. Because I'm not going to even give them a second of fame. I get why some people do it. Because sometimes people just want that, sometimes the trolls want the spotlight. So people are like, okay, I'm going to give them their little second of fame. But I'm not even going to give them that. Because if they want their fame, let them go get their own channel, child. Because I'm just going to block, delete them. And yes, they still gonna be able to, I'm gonna block and delete the comment. And yes, they still gonna be able to watch. Thank you. But they won't be able to comment no more. If they get another channel, I'm just gonna block and delete that. Child, it don't even deserve my attention to do anything. And that's just it. Cause I did have a comment that came through that was like, I said, wow, that's how you really feel after all this time? And I just deleted it. At first, I commented to that person. But then after that, I was like, why? And it wasn't mean. It wasn't a mean comment. It was kind of like I felt myself explaining something. So I deleted it. And I'm like, from now on, I don't even do that. I don't even do explanations. It's like if I do a video and I'm saying something, if you don't get it, they don't get it. Because I'm not going to go into no further explanation about it. Because it's like, I did the video talking about it. So I'm not going to reiterate it in a comment. And it's just like, it hardens, it toughens your skin up to things. And I'm glad that I'm on YouTube because I've always been one of those overly nice people that always explained, that always did this, that always did that, that always wore her heart on her sleeve. I love hard. I believe in love. I do believe in true love. I do believe in second chances to an extent. And I do believe that love truly do exist out there. But I'm not finna be walked on by anybody. I'm not finna explain anything to anybody but God. And I said that. I used to do it all the time. But no more do I explain anything to anybody but God. I don't even explain stuff to my kids. We all have a level of intelligence. And if you don't get it, you just don't get it. Because I'm tired. And then when you get to that point that you know you a grown woman, it's just that. You know what you need to let go of, what you need to hold on to. I've ended relationships that I now have a friendship with them, but I would never go back to a relationship because it just wasn't for me. We're good as friends, but we can never be any more than that in a relationship because you may be a good man, but you're not the man for me. I'm a good woman, but I may not be that woman for you. God may have another woman that's perfect for you that he already wants you to be with, and it's not me. I'm not taking shortcuts. When I want what I want, it's what I want. I'm being more selfish now. I know what I want out of a relationship, and I'm not going to settle for less because if I'm coming and I'm giving you 100% of me, I want that from you. I don't want half of a man. I know I'm going to put forth as much as I need you to put forth in a relationship. I'm going to meet you halfway. I want us to be able to uphold each other and make each other better in Christ, make each other better in life, you know, uplift each other. But I'm not going to carry a man. I'm not going to carry you. I'm not going to raise a man. You have to come to me already a man. I want a man that's a man of God. It does not have to be the same faith, but he has to be a man of God. But I'm not going to carry a man. I'm not going to raise you because that's something your mom and daddy should have did a long time ago. The only man I'm raising, the only boy I'm raising is Phillip because Deonte is already a man. I'm not going to baby you. And, you know, it's like I'm going to love you hard. I'm going to care for you hard. But I'm not going to just baby you to like I'm pacifying you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you should already come with that because I'm not going to ask you to do that for me. We have to be sympathetic towards each other in certain situations. But I'm not going to sit here and try to stroke your ego. Like, no. And I may be, some people may think you wrong, you know, and I'm wrong for that. But it's like, you know, if I'm coming into it knowing who I am and whose I am, and I'm loving me so much that I don't need you in my life, but I want you in my life. I want that person to come to me the same way. And I know some of us will be like, well, I want this man to need me. I don't want a man to need me. I want a man to need Jesus. And let Jesus, let him work through it. And we be together. And we want each other. We want to enjoy each other. We desire to enjoy each other. But I don't want him to need me. Because if I'm not around, what is he going to do if I'm not there. And then they start to be crazy and be like, oh, if I ain't got you, I don't have nothing. And if I lose you, I'm going to lose my mind. I don't want that, because I'm not going to lose my mind if I lose you. I've been there, done that. Child, the only person that I'm going to lose my mind for, if guys say, I know you not. You did not praise me while you was here. I get to them gates and he turned me away because I didn't praise him enough, because I was embarrassed to praise him. I don't want the Lord turning me away when it's my time to move on to my other life and he tell me that he don't know me because I didn't know him when I was living. You know what I'm saying? And if I lose my children, I know I'm going to be hurt past this world. But I don't ever want to be to the place that I'm going to take my own life because God called one of my kids home, because I know they're safe in his arms. So I don't want a man to tell me I'm going to die if something happened to you, because I want them to know that I'm safe in God's arms. I'm protected in his arms. I need to know if I'm going out of town for a while for something with business, when I come back home, everything is going to be okay. I'm not going to be getting called every 5 to 10 minutes. What you doing? You know, it's okay to check in periodically throughout the day because you know they care. But I don't want somebody who's texting me every 10 minutes or an hour. Are you okay? Because I'm gone. I don't want that, because I'm not a child. If I'm not okay, I'm going to let you know I'm not okay. And all of that stuff is like where I'm at in my life right now, because I'm not going to do that with you. I'm not going to do that with a man. I'm not going to text and call you all day while you at work. I want you to know that I'm okay. I'm okay holding this house down while you at work. I'm okay doing this if you got to go out of town. I'm okay handling what I got to handle if you got to go out of town for a whole month. I've settled throughout my whole life. I've sacrificed certain things that I wanted in my life just to have someone in my life. And I'm not doing it no more. And I know that he's doing it. I know that he's still growing in me, that he's still changing me, that he's still shaking things up in me. I'm not perfect. I'm not even there yet, y'all. I know I'm not yet where you need me to be, but I thank God that I am not where I was. And so I'm going to let you all go. I hope y'all enjoyed me just sitting down chit-chatting with you guys. I definitely needed it. It helped me more than you all know, and I hope it helped one other person out there. So y'all have a great day. Y'all be blessed. Enjoy the rest of y'all holiday. And I will see you guys in our next video, okay? Bye.